Hey guys, this is your boy Jay. I am on the Very Opinionated Show. I'm glad everybody here tonight. I got my good friend David Griffin with me, a good teacher from Ferndale. We got Max D'Amelia, the fan favorite. We got the Miss Gorgeous Snow and my good friend Dr. Hagler with us on tonight. Come on, Griffin, say something to the people.
I'd like to say hello to everybody. It's tough being a teacher out here right now, but we're gonna be all right.
Come on, Max D'Amelia.
Hey, thank you guys for having me back on the show. It's I look forward to having discuss all these important subjects with you all.
Come on, Miss Gorgeous Snow.
Good evening, everyone. Well, I guess we're gonna have a lot to see what you guys. I'm interested to find out what you guys think is very necessary to change in order for our teachers to be again loved and appreciated like they used to be, and to do what its main thing to do, teaching, not actually raising your kids and teaching them how to behave, just to teach them the subject.
All right, come on, Hagler. Unmute you that. Yeah. Unmute yourself.
Be a good idea. Good idea to unmute. I don't think no good lip readers here. Good evening, everybody. I'm just looking forward to talking, just chatting about these discussions and interested in what everybody has to say about the various topics. So I'm ready to get in it.
All right, guys. I'm going to jump right into it because it's been on my mind, impressed on my mind on this matter with the mass shooting. Not just in the society part, but the school parts. That's where I'm kind of bothered by because I was speaking to someone earlier today on that. Why just going and just killing mass? If you're gonna, that's your aim. Why don't you just take a grenade and just go in and just blow up yourself and everybody else instead of just randomly shooting people? But the mass shooting, something is going on. To my understanding, of course, I'm going to lean toward politics because it looks like they trying to get a reason to take away that amendment from the American people and taking away the right to bear arms. Uh, I'm going to start with Mr. Hagler on this. What do you think about them possibly taking away the right to bear arms?
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to start off by quoting Chris Rock. Chris Rock, in one of his stand-ups, he indicated that, a Cadillac can make a bumper that never falls off, but there's no money or there's no benefit to that. Okay.
Wow.
And what I mean by that is we got Governor Abbott in office. Okay. He holds the power at the state level. Okay. He they can do something about it. They can just, hey, look, we're gonna eliminate guns altogether. You cannot, we're gonna limit access to a point where it's just almost impossible to get it, get a hold of those weapons.
Right.
So what I mean by that, he's not going to do it because it's too, he has an agenda. He wants to get reelected, or he got other officials that's depending on this state of where we are with the gun laws. It's too many people got money on the line and reputations and political agendas, you know, at risk for them to move it, to do anything about it. So that's why you hear him say, well, we're going to put a task force together. But why not, instead of a task force, get rid of it all, make some serious moves. When you have these multiple shootings, back to back like this, it's just, I just think there's an agenda to it. Behind it.
Right. Right.
Somebody has something to lose, if they go, they really make some drastic moves on eradicating these weapons and things of that sort. So I think it's
Okay.
just that's what I think.
Okay. Come on, brother Griffin. Talk to me. What do you think on that? Go
You
ahead and
know,
mute.
I definitely agree. America isn't violent because it has guns. It has guns because it's violent. And I truly believe if we don't acknowledge that we have a problem, it's going to continue to happen again and again. And it's been doing it. I really don't understand again why we haven't really taken measures. We're talking about America. We're talking about the land of the free and the brave. But we are cowards when it comes down to protecting our people right now. How many mass shootings we had so far this year? Like 27, 28 nationwide.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
when do we get to a point where that we say that's enough? We've got to do something. Something is not right. But it's continuously happening again and again. But I'll tell you this, though. I think that for whatever reason in America, again, and it's been said already by Mr. Hagler, that we have something to lose. There's something else going on, because if it were Muslims that were doing it or some other people over anywhere else, it would have been done. And we've seen America act when it wants to act.
Okay. Let me ask you this before I move on to Miss Gorgeous Snow. Do you think, Griffin,
Yes.
it is a political try to be a political move? Why it's like, and I'm not going to say that our officials is maybe edging these people on to going to do that, but it's like they are deflecting, and all of a sudden, out of the sky blue, we start having mass shooting, one like 2 weeks at a time, then 3 weeks at a time, and people is getting serious. I'm thinking personally myself is that they are trying to deflect and to cause America to look another way while they doing something else to you know where I'm trying to go with this. So kind of quickly from your perspective, and I'm gonna go to Miss Gorgeous Snow on this. Give me a minute on that. Give me
Yeah,
60 seconds.
I really do agree with you on that. It's something else that is going on that, anytime they want you to focus on something, they're doing something under the table a little bit. But on the flip side of that right there, this issue has been on the table for a very, very long time. And for whatever reason whatsoever, I just
Correct.
don't understand why we won't deal with this very serious issue. Now, like I say, we're going lower and lower. We're going to elementary schools, and we've been doing that. When does it come a point to where we get serious about what we're trying to do? I don't think that we're trying to take away gun people's rights. What we're saying is that we need to have funding somewhere to stop people from walking in these schools and doing what they're doing. And so that's kind of the issue that I have with it. I just don't understand it. I don't want the guns to be taken away from people. But I also want our schools to be protected, our teachers to be
Correct.
protected, and
I'm
and that's what we really are looking for.
okay. All right. Come on, Miss Gorgeous Snow.
You guys started this. I have a lot to say. And,
Unmute yourself. I got
you did? All right. Now we all can hear each other. And I work really, really close to the law enforcement. I am very concerned with what's going on about the school shootings and all this stuff that is happening so lately, really like rapidly. It's like a snowball. My biggest concern is, why is this happening only to the United States of America, the greatest country on this world? No poor country have ever had those shootings. You cannot point one of them that had those shootings. And guess what? They don't have a gun law. Anyone can buy one if they can afford one, but kids don't just go around and do stuff like that. And on the top of that, what we did lately is reflection of something that is horrific, and it's going to continue to go even worse. And I tell you what we did. We defunded police, and we're proving to people by defunding police, we don't have enough people to protect our children in our schools. Why we didn't put our veterans to go around the schools and protect our schools? They're really good shooters, and trust me, they will not just shoot about anyone. And
correct.
we can do a lot of things by really putting back trust in our teachers, putting back trust in our law enforcement.
60 seconds.
And besides that, let's just reflect this. Taking guns is not the solution. It never will be. Why? All the shootings have happened by people who got the guns illegally. Who are you going to make it hard to get? The honest person who wants to have a gun just for protection if the thief comes to your door? Those people who go and shoot others have never legally owned a gun. They don't have a license to carry. They don't have nothing. So how taking away guns would resolve that?
All right. All right. What? Come on, Max.
Just writing notes. I'm trying, kind of gather my thoughts together, because this is like a really, hot topic, hot subject, so I kind of wrote down a couple of things I wanted to discuss. First of all, I would say I don't believe that taking away guns is the solution in the long run. I really don't. And why do I say that? It's one of those things. Remember what happened when people started suing schools and for disciplining kids and everything else.
Correct.
And
Correct.
that eventually led to the the state of the matter the way the schools are right now. And
Right.
It's unfortunate. Most of these teachers are heavily underpaid, and I feel like for them inflation has been happening for years now, not just in past couple of years.
Amen to that.
So that's kind of one of those things. I wanted to touch up on. There's no more father figures in schools. There is also no more disciplinary rules. So think about it. If people just take away everybody's guns just because there are certain people, to do that, that's too harsh. And guess what? In America, I've noticed is any system that you have, there's going to be ways around that system. You're going to figure out a way, So I don't necessarily think that's the appropriate thing to do. What I do believe that we should focus on is on mental health. I believe that's one of the most important issues why school shootings keep happening and these public shootings keep happening in general. And I think there's a lot of people who need mental health or exhibit those, precursors to actually snapping, and nobody does nothing about it. There's nothing really in school that's going to help you. There's most of the parents aren't equipped to really know how to recognize the mental health issues that their child may be dealing with. So it's just a kind of hot concoction that all these. One more thing I wanted to say is what I've noticed is about all these shootings, they kind of happen in clusters. If you notice the pattern, you're gonna notice it every time. It's shootings, several shootings within like period of few days or a couple of weeks, and then it stops. But question is, always why? I think there's a bigger picture behind it, which I'm probably willing to discuss, but like behind the camera,
Right,
because I think it might be just like a little too long for this discussion. So that's kind of what I wanted to say for right now.
Okay, and my biggest concern is that why we have to keep having this conversation over and over and over and over. And of course, that the not the very last, but the one in Sandy Hook, I think. I mean, when that happened, I mean, we're talking about terrible. We're saying elementary kids. You haven't even given them a chance to even experience preteen yet, and we still have not gotten control over the gun law. Now, let me just say this, just to to kind of highlight what you're saying, Max. And mental illness is, I would think, at the forefront, because if we don't address that, you would think somebody will wake up in their right mind and say, I'm not going to do nothing like that today. So when a person gets up in the morning, gather all the tactical wear, you're like, this person got time to rethink to say, should I go ahead and continue to do it? And of course, like the young man who went to Buffalo, New York, and just started killing up people in the grocery store, but he drove 3 hours. So you mean to tell me the first hour of driving, he could make a decision and say, okay, I'm not going to do this. Let me turn back around. But he kept going until he actually got to the location. Now we're going to come back and talk about more in depth in the schools and how the school is uh, addressing uh, the behavior issue that may lead up to some shooting. 30-second break. All right, we are back here live at the Very Opinionated Show with David Griffin, Maximilian, and Dr. Hagler, and the infamous gorgeous Snow. You know, Brother Griffin, this question is going to be aimed geared more toward you because you are the educator here, and you around kids that is at risk or considered at risk,
Yes.
and behavior issue. My question is, what do you see? Is there's a kind of like lining of mental health, but also missing parent issues that may lead to that, where the kid may feel like I'm being bullied and just go off and go crazy.
It's all the above. It is all the above, and we have all those students that have all those issues coming to one place, and that is a problem. Well, let me tell you what we do have, like at my campus. We
Okay.
have our lockdown procedures. We have our security cameras everywhere. We have alert systems that go out to everyone. But what we don't have, I really don't believe we have enough counselors. We don't have we now at our school. We have a lot of people that come in, but at all the other schools, I think I know for a fact that other schools don't have the people that can talk to these young people about all the different issues that they may have. So it's tough. They come in with a lot of different issues, a lot of different issues. You got to break through all that right there. But we have to pay attention to what's really going on, because you know
Right.
what, my ears are always on high alert, because when people are talking violently, then that lets me know they have a problem.
Correct.
When they're angry, when they're talking about suicide and things like that. So we all as teachers, we must be listening to all these different signs that something could be happening. But for sure, we definitely need more mental health people at our schools to deal with the issues that we have.
Great, great. Come on, Dr. Hagler, chime in on that for a few minutes. What do you think about that? That because I mean, we know education system, and I think Brother Griffin brought up a good point. There's not enough really counselors there to even talk to these kids. Half the time, I think the regular teacher, like a math teacher or history teacher, it's like they have to become the counselor, and that's not their field of expertise.
And you know what? To that point, you're right. And a lot of these, there's many teachers now. When you were going to school, and many of us were going to school around the same time, we were in
Right,
grade school. Teachers, they taught because they wanted to. And I'm not saying teachers are not in place right now because of just a paycheck, because that's definitely not it. Because teachers again don't get paid as much as they
correct.
need to
Yeah.
get paid.
So it
But
has to be the passion. Yeah.
yeah, it has, so I'm gonna take it a step back though, in terms of counselors. When we were growing up, our counselors were our neighbor, our parents. We have more two-parent homes.
Right.
Most of we have more of a sense of a community. Everybody knew about everybody's child.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and everybody, we shared a socioeconomic status too. Okay, and everybody pretty much, we shopped at the same grocery stores. We talked about the same thing, and we
Right.
pretty much kind of had the same goals. So it's kind of like when our kids go to school, the only influence they get is probably there's no influence, because everybody's pretty much in the same community. Parents are in the same situation,
Correct.
and hey, we just kind of swapping story. Hey, what you eat for dinner last night? Yeah, I had this,
Right. Right.
But
Correct.
now, in the situation now, people, I mean, it's almost like grandma is gone, to
Right. Right.
to really instill that,
Six or
because
seven.
now you've taken away, the camaraderie between parents. Oh, I'm gonna teach my child this way, you teach your child this way. I don't think I'll allow my child to do this because I don't think that was right the way I was raised. So you have more now when you come to school, these kids come to school, they have these various ways of thinking. They have more chances there's more of a chance of a bad influence because you may have a parent at home that really don't care. You know,
That
they
is
are,
true.
yeah, or they, parents are more educated these days, but sometimes they can be a curse because they're in these work for these Fortune 500 companies, and they have no time for their children. Half the time
Right.
they're like two ships sailing at night. In the just kind of passing the night. And the kids not learning anything. Now you
and
have,
and I want to know why is that, and that was a good point up you brought, because of course you want good things and nice things for your children, but taking on these jobs where it demand more of your time at work other than home, it causes an issue. Hold your thought, because I see you looking up.
okay. Hmm.
See, hold, I'm gonna bring Miss Gorgeous Snow in on that.
Okay.
Miss Gorgeous Snow, what do you say? Because I know growing up, uh, uh, for you shared some things about me, you being bullied and stuff like that. But your on where you grew up, it was more demanding for being more educated in academia. But of course, you share me that you have got bullied before. But tell us, what do you think of what is going on in the education system from your perspective?
What's going on? Kids are too bored. Kids are too bored. They really don't have that much demanding teachers these days, because if you demand the knowledge, parents gonna come at your throat immediately. Oh, you demanding my kid this and that. I think so honestly, then we need more of our pre-K teachers to be aware of any type of behavioral changes. Maybe they come from home, from those kids, then they later on gonna display that, as gentleman said it, used to whole community raise the kid. So they knew who was the bad kid before he go to school. You knew how a report's gonna be when they go there. You knew if anyone misbehaved, it was that kid, but a whole community knew and pointed a finger at that kid, right? So it was kind of everybody sees, everybody had eyes and had an interest. So he bullied, it really couldn't even take that much place because someone's gonna find out.
Correct.
But how
Correct.
bullies at that time resolve the issues? They assemble their little crew and they go against each other. They have the fight, and then whoever wins wins. The losers lick their wounds, and everyone moves on, and eventually they become friends. So it wasn't really, to this point. But I say it's sad that do parents do these days let the kids raise themselves. There's no interest in parents to even
30
ask
seconds.
what are really kids' needs to talk. There's no sit down and talk with a parent and kid and see what are the needs, how they feel, what they're feeling, what they all thinking, and how is everything working for them. Are they feeling under pressure being in
Right.
school? Are they feeling under pressure? How is it with the parents are uninterested, and with all the consequences, teachers have to deal with it because whatever that kid goes through, it brings it to school.
All right. Hold your thought on that. Hold your thought. 'Cause we're gonna bring in Max the Million. Come on, to share with us when you was going to school. How you know have you seen the difference? Because I know you just graduated from U of H grad, and coming from Spring. Uh, I mean, I know you seen a lot of just craziness. Because, like I said, probably Griffin and Miss Gorgeous Snow and Hagley, we different era, but this these new waves of kids, they totally different. So, but come on and enlighten us. And what do you think on this?
Well, first off, for first kind of half of my life, I was, in a completely different place. I went to a completely different school where, teachers were, demanding, and, they expected you to learn things, verbatim, and really focus on expanding your mental capacity. But when I came to US, it was a completely different ball game, and honestly, I hated high school. I hated every minute of it. If I had the knowledge then, what I know
Wow.
right now, like I would have found ways around it. I would have never gone to public high school. It was awful. For many reasons, I guess, it's one of those things. It was still a very new environment for me, but a lot of
Right.
things that I've seen going on was just horrible. And
So is it safe to say you would have chosen homeschool if that the case?
online homeschool, yeah,
Wow.
definitely
Wow.
100%, because I've seen a lot of, how would say, drug abuse in school, in plain sight,
Right.
violence.
Man, that
That
would
for
have knocked out the teachers. Yeah, yeah. But you
it
know
was
what? I ain't mean to cut you off, but that just because my older sister, she teaches, and you know what she told me, and this is what kind of delayed me for even pursuing teaching was she said it's 7 hours in a day of teaching, and out of the seven, at least 3 to 4 hours, I have to discipline the kid. She said they pay me to teach, and this is the fourth and fifth graders. She says they pay me to teach, not to discipline. Discipline should start at home. But go ahead, continue. Continue.
Well, like I said, I've seen, violence on daily basis. I've seen, like I said, I've seen drug use in plain sight, and professors and teachers pretending like they don't see it. That
Wow.
was which really angered me, which struck with me. There were people, who would like to bully others, and it's difficult when you don't really know whom to turn to, because it's such a I would say such a crazy place where, like, you don't even the people that are, you can't really trust in a sense, if that makes sense.
Right.
And just in general, the people who are, let's say, counselors or something, they're not really doing their job. I mean, what, maybe seeing my counselor like maybe like twice in a high school,
Wow.
which shouldn't be the
Two
case.
times?
It,
Oh
it's
wow.
it's it's horrible. I think it was like my freshman year and maybe like a junior year, just figuring out like which courses I'm gonna take to like my senior year, and that was it. No,
Wow.
none of them was really involved. I've seen teachers being scared to speak up towards the students, physically shaking, scared to speak up,
Right.
and
Right.
you know, stand up to some of the things that were going on in the classes. There was bullying in plain sight, and everything else. And
Right.
even if, let's say, there was a fight or something, well, that takes away from everybody else's,
Yeah. 30 seconds.
time, because they need to, write them up and all this other stuff. So I really disliked public school or high school in general. There were few people that I liked, but pretty much it was just one of those things where you just go there just so you can pass, not really to learn. And that's what
Right.
really bothered me, because I feel like if we want the nation of success, if we want our kids to succeed and every single child to have that, reach their full potential, then everybody should be on the same page, from principal to the teachers to staff and everybody else. But it's not the case. Like I
Yeah.
said before,
You
ever
you
since.
yeah, you're so correct. You're so correct. Come on, brother Griff. I don't need you to respond to Maximilian because he bring up a valid point about everyone need to be on the same page. Tell me, in your own right, I mean, is he speaking truth? Because you there, you man, I know you've seen it all where you have. I
Yeah,
have some rascals.
yeah, the rascals I have. Yeah, he's exactly right. It's just it's just so many things that go on with these young people today, and whether it's their parents, who a lot of them don't see, a lot of them are not living with their parents. We have a lot of young people that basically they don't sit down and eat. They don't even know the ages of their own parents. I mean, you'd be surprised at simple things that they should know. That lets me know that there's a disconnect going on at home. So then all of a sudden
Correct.
they come to school and they have they act out and doing different things. But like I was saying in the in the private chat, is that social media has really done a job on America right here. I'm telling you, half of
Yeah,
it's
I agree with
attention
you
getting for
100% on
so
that.
many people. I mean, you are battling it every single day, and these kids have the world in the palm of their hand.
And they
They
don't
can
even
do
know.
anything they want to do with it and
Right.
see everything they want to see. And I agree. Yeah, I'm gonna just back up just a little bit. I homeschool my kids. Like I have 3 children, and 2 of them graduated. So I got 1 left from college. But I homeschooled for 10 years. I enjoyed it. I really
I,
did, and not
I
because
know
of
that's right.
the fear of going to school. It was just that I thought I could do a better job in teaching them the values that I need for them to learn. Because a lot
Right.
of times you get around a lot of other children, and they're not going to teach you those values a lot of times.
Correct.
I mean, teachers are trying, but you do have some teachers that are not doing a very good job. And and so we got to get on the same page. I think that it looks good to the community that we're doing these things right here, but boy, it's a battle in those classrooms. And basically, we only have if say a class lasts an hour, you only have maybe 20 minutes of serious, real learning that's going to take place. You got to settle them
Wow.
down. It takes about 20 minutes to settle them down from just
Wow.
walking from class to class.
Wow. You know what? That is so true. And sometimes I be like, man, I don't know how them teachers do it, but man, I take my head out to them because man, there ain't nowhere in the world. And I think that was my hesitation in getting into the classroom and really pursuing it. But God knows. That's all I'm gonna say on it. Hey, we're gonna take a break, and when we get back, we definitely got to talk about this gas prices because I am so sick of paying $60 at a gas pump, and I ain't got nothing but a 15-gallon car. What is that all about? We'll be right back on the Very Opinionated Show. All right, we are back with the Very Opinionated Show with my man David Griffin and Maximilian and the Gorgeous Snow and my good friend Dr. Hagler. You know, I'm gonna start with you, Dr. Hagler, because I know you the finance king on here. Tell me about this inflation, man, with this gas, because I'm to the point. It looked like I'm gonna have to go get a horse and ride to work, man, because this is crazy, man. Come on, expound on that for us, man.
Yeah, that I agree. You know, my horse, my alternative, my motorcycle. But but first of all, I think this is America. Okay, I think that this can be controlled, and because I mean, and I think it's been mainly political. I really do. Because if I've noticed a pattern, you know, when a Democrat is in office, gas prices are high. When a Republican in office, they're low. And I'm still trying to figure out why is that, such a big, an obvious connection, for me. And also, these oil companies are just laughing all the way to the bank with, these I mean, enormous profits in such a, in these, per quarter. My thought is, hey, why not hit these guys up? We need tax them a little harder and help us, poor folk, with a little relief on these gas. Since y'all want to let them go and make all this money, it ought to be a cap or something.
45
You know,
seconds.
So but it's ridiculous. I'm having to to make decisions on on how much gas I want to put in, versus
Wow.
paying a bill. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
And
God!
you know,
Now that's like
you
what
know,
kind of decision? Why am
we,
we're like what? Why is it America?
yeah,
Families have to make put me in a corner to make a decision on
yeah.
that. Should I buy food Or
Yeah.
should I buy gas because I need gas to get to work? Come on, Miss Gorgeous Snow. Expound on that a little bit more for us.
Boy, where do I start? I already lived through the great inflation, so I do know that the great inflation only can lead to one and only thing, which is a war, which is poverty, war, and just bringing in general the whole country down to its knees. Why? Because we allow somebody else to start depleting us and sending our goods. Why are we sending 60 billions of dollars to some unknown country in this world, and we damaging our own citizens here, and we taxating our own hardworking people? For example, a person who grows 2,200 a month, they get paid out 1,500. Where the money goes? Who gets our money? And why are we the victims of all this? Why we have
That,
to pay for
now
all
that's a
this?
good
Why
question
do
to
we
ask.
need to import our goods in our right now, generally gas? Why do we need to import everything, all those barrels into the America when we do have our own oil fields?
60
We
seconds.
have enough. We have enough to support the United States of America, which we are responsible for only our 50 states, and we're together, right? Part
Correct.
of
Correct.
America. So that's all we should be supporting and looking for. Nobody else in this world.
Well, it looks like
But
our politician got something else on mind.
it looks like somebody's throwing some dust in our face, so we don't see exactly what's going on behind because we're busy cleaning our sand out of our eyes. Basically,
Wow.
that's what it is. We're
Come on.
distracted.
Come on, Maximilian. Come on, Maximilian.
Uh, man, I think this is just like one of those big issues that we're all in it together, unfortunately. And one thing I really dislike, it's all because of politics. You know, growing up, you
Which
know,
I'm sick of it, but go go ahead.
growing up in a different, in a completely different world before I came here, it was I've seen what politics does to people, you know, and you know there was, and I see a lot of that stuff starting to happen, you know, in this country, and it just like terrifies me, you know, because
Right.
there are a lot of people, a lot of us who came here to, you know, to have a better life. But anyways, besides that, this inflation, man, is just taking a toll on everybody. You literally have to choose between how much money am I going to spend on groceries, or how much am I going to put in a, you know, in a gas tank. And you know, this is ridiculous to have pay like over $5 for a gallon of gas. You
Well,
know, it's
in some states it's like $8. I think it's in California and other places in Pennsylvania. So it's crazy. It's
look,
crazy. Lord.
it's ridiculous because uh, like this is the thing though. If we're going to choose somebody to lead our country, please, whoever is intelligent, who has ever taken a basic economics class, please put somebody like that in the office rather than what we have right now. I'm sorry, I'm just tired of a lot of this BS going on.
Well,
All of this
I'm with you on
politics
that.
that it's like almost, it's like a poison and that's been continuing to spread throughout and creating a greater divide. This is the thing though, inflation's going up, and the divide between people is like coming together, and it's all politics, you know. And I really hope that people stop looking at it as left and right, and look at the facts and say
Correct.
enough is enough.
Right. And let me say this before I bring in Brother Griffin. Why continue to be in a bad relationship and you still want to lay in the bed? No, I think it's time for us to part ways. And I think American people, I think during this time that we're in, I think some of them say, you know what, I'm not voting for either party no more. Come on, Brother Griffin, tell me what you think about that.
I agree with you. I think that in this situation right here, it's just weird. It's just strange. When these gas prices, I mean, they're going up, it's out of control. People have to make real life decisions, man. You have people, man, that are struggling right now to take their little baby to really, get some food. in baby formula, but also, who's going to take care of them, as far as the babysitters and the,
Correct.
all the things that we have to deal with. We have to feed these, feed ourselves. And, here I'm over the summer right now. I told you I'm coaching baseball just to
Right.
earn a little bit of and this is not just because I like baseball. It's because you need to have some extra money in your pocket just for gas. This is ridiculous.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
And
ridiculous.
that's, yeah. And it is like it's like they're not taking the consideration of the hardworking 9 to 5 law-abiding citizen to say, hey, let's help them. Now, I'm going to ask everyone a question. Do you think not only the inflation is due to the war, but do you think it was also connected to the inflation? Come on, brother Hagler. What are you thinking? Give me your opinion on that.
You know what? I don't think it's had anything to do with the war. I'm trying to figure out why is it that we're so involved in the war that we're not a part of. You know,
That's a good so that's a good question. Wait, amen to that question. You hold that thought right there because it was a good point. Come on, Miss Gorgeous Snow. What, what do you think? Hey, hey, come on, brother Griffin, because I seen you come on and say something, man, about that. Because brother Hagler brought up a good point.
That was awesome. I have nothing to say about that. That's the whole point of it all. I don't understand it either. Think about it.
I mean, it's like, man, is it trickery at its best? Come on, Max. Come on, Max.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But what I will tell you is, it's not due to war. It's due to, I would say, lack of intelligence of the people in leadership. That's what I will say. It has nothing to do with the war. What puzzles me the most is we somehow managed to get 60 billion in like a couple of weeks
Yeah, in a
for
couple
them
of
to
weeks.
get, like, they were jacklegging like for people to get here like $400-$500 checks, $600 checks, like,
And it took them 8
a
weeks.
couple times. It took them actually like 8 months. It was like 4 or
Yeah.
5 months before we got the first and then the
And they
second,
kept
and
going
it's
back and
ridiculous.
forth. Yeah, that it lets me know right there is all politics and it's all bullshit.
And you know
All
what?
right, guys. I didn't mean to cut y'all back. We're gonna take a break, and this time we're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap it up, but we're gonna come back. We definitely got to talk about this, and I'm gonna start it off, and then we'll go from there. As we are back live with the very opinionated show. And I just want to let everybody know that, man, it's been a good show thus far. Uh, what I do want to let everybody know is that, man, all the things we've been talking about tonight is on point, and I value everyone's opinion, man, because uh, everybody been raised differently. We see things differently. Uh, our viewpoint. But what I have noticed at the end of the day, we all are striving for our families to make sure that they are well taken care of. And it seems like the 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 American public have not really grasped the concept. Uh, to me, I just believe most is brainwashed. They don't want to really be involved in correcting the issue. And my thing is, if you're not trying to attempt to correct issues or problems, you are part of the problem because you're turning the other cheek on issues that is related to you. Now, uh, is it to me that we have come to a point in our uh, life where we just don't even stop caring? We do we actually care for each other, Brother Griffin, I'm gonna throw that question out first to you. You being an educator.
I think our empathy has gone down over the years. I really do. I mean, I'm seeing things, how we treat one another, how we act toward one another, how we just disrespect, positions of which we used to respect. I mean, I see it all the time, but I just don't think America really. Uh, I don't think we just want to acknowledge that we have a problem. I really honestly don't. And either we change it, or again, it's going to continue. It's going to happen over and over again. And we got to get to a point where we just say, hey, you know what? Enough's enough. I think we're seeing some things in America, what's really going on, but enough is enough.
Right,
We gotta do a better job than what we're doing.
right. Come on, Max.
Uh, I do kind of want to bring a couple of things up. I think we need to have, for teens and kids growing up, we really need to eliminate cell phones usage and the
Oh,
influence of media.
that
We need to
yes.
eliminate politics, politics out of school board and school in general. Those are the two big things that I think we should eliminate, because they're very detrimental. Because, and media, through media, of course, is
Yeah,
political.
yeah.
Yeah, everything's
It,
become
it,
so
yeah.
politicized, unfortunately, that it's just bringing morale down. And this is the thing, though. I believe, I have faith in people, and I really do believe a lot of people in United States in general are good people. Most people are good
Correct.
people. I
You're so
just
correct.
I just want everybody to think about it, that the media doesn't want people, and the politicians, they don't want people to get along, and they're making it seem as, as it's really divisive, that what most people think. And I don't think it's necessarily as divisive, only if you
Right,
believe it is. But
right,
like Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world.
right, right. Come on, Hagler.
What's up here?
I
You
got
know
you.
what? Max bringing up a good point. Eliminate. Just cell phone usage and social media access. But the thing about it is, we like that little kid when we were younger. You had a bag of potato chips. You're 3 years old, and you walk up to another kid, and you turn around and you like, no, these are mine, and your parents like, no, you share. I think America
Right,
has fostered the
right.
attitude and fostered the look. You get yours, I'll get mine, and you figure it out. You figure it out the best way. So if I got 10 bags of potato chips, you got none. Okay, I don't care.
Wow.
So and
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a
yeah,
real
yeah,
good
it
point.
just they just it just it does not foster a community type of environment for this nation.
Yeah, I think we have become a selfish nation.
Yeah.
Really
Hmm.
selfish. Come on, Miss
And
Gorgeous. Go ahead, Hagler. Come on, come
oh,
on.
real quick, that phrase, that truth, that's the what you say, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
This country has become to love money to a point where we have eliminated moral values and any other values of
Wow.
any good content that you can think of.
So we
That's
sold out for money. Oh my
that's right.
God.
That's why you see rated X stuff on regular TV.
Right. Regular TV. Come on, Miss
Regular
Gorgeous.
TV. Go ahead.
Come on, Miss Gorgeous.
Okay, what can I say that guys didn't already cover? I mean, I agree with all of you, and I can tell you one thing: we have to watch out. We have to go back to be start caring for each other and creating again the brotherhood and starting to love each other and show the respect and love to each other. Why? Well, they want us to fight over this and blame each other like it's your fault. No, it's your fault. There's somebody third right there sneaking up, sitting on the top, and trying to take advantage of everything that we do while not getting along with each other. We need to eliminate that person at the top, anybody, and let's just be united. I had one saying, and I'm going to say it. Don't condemn me for that. I said, if I ever had a power, what would I do with that power? Like if I had one wish that I could do. And I said, I would make sure that no single person goes to the voting poll. That's how you take system down. They only work off of your votes. If you give them one vote, they can hold on to it. If you give them zero to everybody, what they're gonna do? Pack up the bags and go.
That is
That's
a
how we take our
good
country
point.
back and give our people respect that we deserve.
That
That's
is
all,
a
guys.
that is a good point. And guys, we're gonna close out. And again, man, much love to everybody. This is the From the Very Opinionated Show, the J that I am. We're gonna sign out.